Hello Dana fam, you're welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So those who are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Dani Aloha and you're welcome to my channel. To my returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by today. Okay, thank you so much. So with no further ado, let's just dive right into today's video. If you're seeing me for the first time, you might not know what is happening in my channel, so let me just take a second to tell you what my channel is all about. So in this channel, I share my motherhood experience, my life experience generally, and from time to time we get to do sit down videos, sometimes lifestyle, sometimes motherhood tips and all of that. So if that is the kind of content you like, do not forget to subscribe. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you my experience giving birth in Nigeria. If you don't know, or to those of you who don't know that I see my video for the first time, I just gave birth recently, like 2 months ago. Yeah, I gave birth to my beautiful boy 2 months ago, and it's my second baby, it's my second child, and I gave birth to both children in Nigeria. Yes, of course I live in Nigeria. So my first child was given birth to in Nigeria at a public health center. I cannot call it public hospital or government hospital because it was a health center. Then my second was given birth to in a private hospital, and these are some of the differences that I noticed and I want to share with you guys. Firstly, I'll start with in the public hospital there were no doctors on ground. Let me give you a backstory. The reason why I registered at that public health center was because one, it was close to my house. Secondly, when I was looking for where to register, it was a very nice place. The place was new, it was just opened newly, so everything was new. The beds, the environment, everywhere was neat and clean. So my husband was like, oh, this place is clean. Then we asked of the doctor. They said, oh, the doctors are always available if there is any case. So we're like, okay, there is no problem. And mind you, it's my first. I have no experience. I have no one around me who has given birth that I could ask these questions. So I just, how bad could it be? Which was a risk that we took. Like looking back today, my husband and I will always be like, see risk when we take for this Nigeria. It was a risky thing to do. So we just went, and I registered there. I went for my antenatal there. But I noticed that during my antenatal visit, there were always no doctors available. It was always just the midwives and the matrons and the nurses there. There were no doctors available. So I was like, okay, maybe the day someone wants to give birth, the doctors will be available. That was my thinking. But fast forward to when I gave birth, there were no doctors available. It was just handled by the midwives and the matron. Yeah, which is very, very risky. Compared to the private hospital where I gave birth, the doctor was available from the beginning to the end. Yeah, he delivered the baby himself. Imagine there was an emergency, there was a case of emergency that the midwives or the matrons could not handle. What would have happened? And I gave birth around that 7 p.m. ish. So imagine someone in active labor, they'll be rushing the person to God knows where at that time. So it was a risk, like I said earlier, it was a risk that we took that we thank God it ended well. Second difference I noticed was in the public hospital, public health center, I keep mentioning hospital. It's not hospital, please. Public health center, yes. So in the public health center, my husband was allowed in, probably because I was the only one who was in labor that day. Yeah, I remember I was the only one that gave birth that day. So with me from the beginning of the labor, even my mom was with me, my sisters were around, everybody was around, and they were allowed into the ward. So we're like the only ones in the ward. And when it was time for me to deliver, it was time for me to give birth, he was allowed into the labor room with me because I held to the man's belt. I was like, you are going nowhere. It's me and you that did this thing, so it's me and you that will be there when this baby comes out. Compared to the private hospital, maybe because I didn't tell the doctor that I was a content creator or I would like to film, but he was not allowed in. He was told to just wait at the door outside the delivery room. So my husband was not allowed in my second childbirth, which was in the private hospital, whereas he was allowed in my first, which was in the public health center. Another difference that I experienced was there was no light. In the public health center, the day I gave birth, there was no light. I fell into labor during in the morning, like early hours of the morning, and the labor progressed till 5 p.m. There was no light. The labor was progressing and we entered into 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Everywhere was getting dark. There was no light. My husband offered that let's go and buy fuel so that at least there will be light. They were like, their generator has faults. Oh my god. Okay, you say you have solar. Why not put on the solar? Say something is wrong with the light. I'm telling you guys, I delivered my baby with phone torchlights. I now remember that the hospital list, they told us to buy candle. I was like, eh? So it's candle and torchlight that they used to deliver my baby. When I told you that I took a risk, it was really a huge risk, which I would never ever take again. I gave birth to her in complete darkness, just with candle lights and torchlights. That was how my first child was welcomed into this world in a public health center. Compared to the private hospital, obviously there was light, and I went there at night for the induction, which I said like around 8 p.m. for the induction. I was light up to a point. The generator was put on when there was no light, and even during my labor. When I mean light, it means electricity, please. There was electricity when I gave birth to my second one in the private hospital. When we got there was light. Then when they took the lights, they put on their generator and there was light all through. So that was another difference. The last difference that I'm going to list here is public hospital, they did not explain anything to me. Yeah, they only checked me, and when they check me, they will tell me, oh, I am so centimeter dilated. Oh, they will give me a drip, and when I ask what is the drip, they say, oh, it will just help you with the labor. They did not really explain the steps or what was happening to me. I don't know, maybe it's a Nigerian nurse thing, or I don't know. But the midwives, the matron, the nurses, they did not really explain. My husband would be like, what is happening? What is going on? And they'll be like, don't worry, it's almost. That was all they were saying. They did not really explain to me what was going on. And consider that it was my first time. I was thinking that at least, they will put me through, because I'm very inquisitive. I want to know what was happening because it was my first time. I want to know what's going on. But they did not really give me that explanation that I was looking for. Compared to the private hospital, from the beginning of the induction, the doctor explained every bit of thing to me. What kind of medication will be given to me, type of induction he will be using on me, like everything. He explained everything to me, even until we got into the labor room. Yes, in the labor room, when I was pushing, the baby was not coming. He told me that okay, he wants to give me that tear, like he wants to cut me open a little bit so that the baby can come out. He told me he was about to give me an injection that's going to numb that place before he cut me. Like he was giving me explanation, like even as I was in pain. And I was so grateful for that, guys. I was so grateful for that, because it made me like aware of what was going on. He really like carried me along. Compared to the public hospital, I didn't even know when I tear. It was when they were sewing me up and I realized that, oh, I got tears and all of that. So in conclusion, what I would like to say is that apart from these differences that I listed here, both places were really professional. The way I was welcomed in the public hospital, the way I was taken care of, the nurses were really kind. The matron, the midwives, they were really kind. Thinking about it now was that maybe it was because of the way my husband's face was. His face is always looking as if, yeah, somebody is fighting. He used to mistake that man for a military man. The way he used to, and the way he talks with so much. This gives that serious vibe. So I think maybe that was one of the reasons why the public health center nurses were kind to me, or it was just in their nature to be kind. Because if you ask Nigerian women, 9 out of 10 will tell you they were abused in public hospitals or public health center. But the reverse was the case for me. I was not. I was like quite taken care of. I'd like to conclude by saying that this is solely on my experience. My experience might not be your experience, okay? If I am asked to do this again, even if I've said that this child is my last child, in case life happens and I am found pregnant or I fall pregnant again, from what I have listed, from what I have explained to you, from differences that I have given to you in this video, you will understand why I would like to go for the private. Share with me in the comment section if you have delivered both in public health centers. How was your delivery like in Nigeria generally, compared to maybe other places? Some people have been privileged to give birth outside the country, which I know that one will be premium. If you are giving birth in both public hospitals or public health center like me, and a private hospital, how was your delivery like? Whichever place that you delivered, share with me in the comment section how was your delivery like. So we have come to the end of this video now. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you for watching to this point. If you have watched up to this point, it means one thing: you enjoyed this video, and it will not be bad for you to subscribe. So please subscribe, as I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.